All right, welcome back to Black Medium, folks. I'm the host, Gold Will.
With his co-host Electronic Jack, aka Linwood Storm, aka the Mac with the facts of Black Grindhouse, coming to you live.
Just letting y'all know, I do not co-sign any of that shit. Like I said, we just do not. I don't know what he's
We
talking.
need a DJ. We need a DJ.
Don DeMarco. We need the URL, DJ. I would love it.
He's
Drop
on
a
his
drop.
rap battle sit right now. He's been binging rap battles.
I really have been. I mean, like, I just
He won't battle me though. He's scared.
I'll cook your ass. 3 rounds.
No, because you're gonna bring up some you gonna bring up some girls in my past and you got too much dirt on me. You got too much dirt. I gotta talk to your girl. I gotta talk to your girl so I can get some dirt on you.
No.
Then we'll be good.
Oh,
then
yeah.
we'll be good.
I mean, she's not gonna talk to you.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
You
gonna make her mad and she's gonna be like, you know
all
what
the
this nigga did last night?
All the personals written, ready for you. 1, 2, and 3rd round gonna be unlimited.
Unlimited time.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna break you down.
Wait.
Slow.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out the pad.
A fucking living legend.
Let me rap my shit.
Man, I can't believe it. Boy, I never liked Cannabis. I thought Cannabis was always trash. I'm sorry.
I thought the Cannabis. He's got a few songs that I like, but it's just his personality. It makes you not want to like him at all.
I mean,
like J. Cole's got a lovable personality, even though his music is just decent.
Yeah, his music.
And I think that's why people love him so much.
Right.
But with Cannabis, it's like he's just a dick.
Yeah, and people like overvalue so many complex and dense metaphors and this, that, and the third. And it's like, look, I always see this as the sign of a bad writer. When you have to say 100 words for something you could say in like 10.
I disagree. For me, it's like, okay, so you have a large vocabulary. And some people appreciate that because you can learn a new word or two.
Man,
and that's what I look at Cannabis for, you know.
Read a dictionary. What the fuck? What was that character in Living Color? Oswald Bates. That's Cannabis. All right. Just use a whole bunch of big ass words and long ass metaphors for shit you can say in like 5 words. Man, that's not lyrical.
But here's the thing: no one at the time was doing what he was doing. That's why it was special.
I mean, okay, was it really that special? Was it really that good? Let's think about it.
In the circle that he was in, it was special. All right, now we're speaking as folks who are exposed to a lot of artists, a lot of hip hop acts. Yeah. So compare those hip hop acts to Cannabis. Like, you're trying too hard, Cannabis. You're trying too hard.
Right.
But back then it was like, holy shit, metaphors for Mars, in between the stars.
I like that you reference an Eminem song.
Well, I was referencing an Eminem song.
Yes.
Oh, because you said metaphor, and I was trying to go off of that, but
yeah, that was.
Oh, you're talking about
Cannabis.
Cannabis. Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah, what you call it? But what you call it? No, like you think about it in like honestly, in retrospect, he wasn't popping in, like, and it wasn't his beat selection, like he claims.
I think it's his beat selection and the fact that he can't.
Oh no, it wasn't just a beat selection. People just
it wasn't just because it definitely the beat selection had a large part of it. Yeah,
people just didn't like him like that. Like for real, like to be honest, I don't think anybody.
Well, I think the majority of his popularity came from the guy who went at LL Cool J, and at the time, LL Cool J was known for crushing motherfuckers. So now you have this guy who could possibly, second round knockout, even though second round knockout is a novelty, but it's not that hard of a diss track.
It's not good. I don't know what the hell people are smoking.
There's an old school charm to it, up until the part where he says, "I can eat your ass."
Like, I was like,
you ain't got to scare the ear niggas ass.
Every time I listen to second round knockout, I'm just thinking like, people thought this was that shit
back then. Back then, yes.
I still can't understand it. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like,
it's the same thing with the whole MGK Eminem thing. But MGK's diss track wasn't that good, but it was the fact that he could slightly hold his own until he got a response,
Right. And it's just like, Like
that, and you also have the backstory. LL Cool J did cannabis dirty. I agree. Or back then, and it still happens today.
well,
Back then, you know, you don't outsign the master. That's just it. How many niggas don't get on a track with Chino XL? And that's why I respect Kendrick. He was able to get on a track with Chino XL, but Cannabis got on the track. And by the way, say what you want about Cannabis overall as an overall artist, but Cannabis is his lyrics on the, like, his original lyrics on 4321 were amazing. I loved them. All
those
right.
are the lyrics that got him, you know, blown up. You do know, like LL.
No, I'm talking about like the original before it was before LL Cool J had it trimmed.
Yeah, like that. LL called him, and he didn't take the one phrase out of the song. If he just did that,
I thought he did. I have to go back and go back because I know he.
I listened to the phone call. He's like, "Yo, just take that shit out." Like, I just feel like that was disrespectful. And I'm pretty sure.
No, I mean, I thought he like the end result of the song had the line taken out.
The end result, at least the 4321 I heard, didn't even have cannabis on it.
I know there are multiple versions of 4321 because you have the one with Master P on it as well,
right?
Which I cannot find an uncensored version of. For some
reason. What's crazy? You know that LL and Cannabis squashed the beef because Cannabis needed money, but
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they came out and performed the original version.
Yep,
that was kind of cool. I thought that was cool, but
it was cool. But like I said, it's dirty hip hop to me. It's dirty hip hop. LL Cool J knows he did something wrong. All right, just like Ice Cube knows he did something wrong with the Cypress Hill set. Have you heard about that one?
Nah, what did he do there?
So, Cypress Hill, I believe they were doing a song for Ice Cube or something like that. I know Ice Cube wanted a song from them, and Ice Cube heard a track that they were working on, but Cypress Hill didn't want to give it to Ice Cube. And this was for the Friday movie, by the way.
Right.
And what ended up happening is, Ice Cube took kind of like the skeleton of the song and the, I believe the chorus. He pretty much stole the chorus and made his own song for Friday. And that's what pretty much kicked off the beef because Ice Cube stole a chorus.
Well, that's unfortunate. That is pretty dirty. I'm not. I can't.
And then, like I said, they both came out with some pretty nice diss tracks, but Ice Cube got him. King of the Hill is one of my favorite diss tracks.
Like, I just think that Cannabis, like going back to the original point, Cannabis was not that special. I listened to his old shit and I'm like, this is very overly complicated, needlessly. I don't.
That's the point. That's the point.
But there were killers out there back then in 1996 when he released. It was 96. With 1996. So, there were killers out back then. There was plenty. There was mid 90s. There was a lot.
I know you had Cool G rap and all that. Yeah, Cool G rap, right. Chino XL.
There was a lot of rappers out back then that were also complex. In fact, Eminem's
oh my god.
No, not Eminem's influence. Tretch, Naughty by Nature.
Okay, I thought you were about to suck Eminem's dick or something. Okay.
No, I was about to say
we're good.
Biggest influence is a pretty densely lyrical person. Right, and he's able to make hit.
Tretch by Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naughty by Nature, like he has verses that are pretty complex. Like "Feel Me Flow," that first verse, that's still one of my favorite verses to rap.
And what's that guy's name? Big Daddy Kane. I'm so glad I remembered his name. You got Big Daddy Kane there too.
Right.
All right.
You had
Nas. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim.
Yeah, you had a lot of complex individuals.
But like I said, Cannabis is, like you said, over the top, over complex, and that was part of his charm.
Yeah.
Now that can't take you far, but it was part of his charm.
And that's the thing. It's not interesting. Like, bottom line, people can go on the message boards and say whatever the hell they want. You just don't understand Cannabis. He's just not for you. You got to be on a different way. They sound like J. Cole fans.
As listening material, yeah, I'm not bumping Cannabis in the car. I'm not bumping
him anywhere. Like I said, like, people don't understand being interesting.
There are two songs that I'll bump Cannabis in the gym with, but I feel you.
Being interesting actually fucking matters. Holy shit. Yeah, like, and the fact that he's rapping about this, that, military, this, that, and the fucking thing, and it's less interesting than Immortal Technique really does say something. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
But what Mortal Technique is not cannabis. Mortal Technique is actually saying stuff. Yeah, there are
Right.
actually messages with Immortal Technique.
Like, that's the thing. Like, what does cannabis have out there? Whatever, man. He was just he was a flash in the pan, and honestly, like, I don't even know how we got on roasting cannabis. I just like to take the opportunity to do that. So
You just like to take the opportunity to roast cannabis for
hell
once.
yeah. I love talking shit about cannabis.
No, it's when I mentioned the pad. That's when we started roasting cannabis.
Yeah, like I love it. Boom. I love it. Just so thank you. Giving me an opportunity to roast cannabis any day.
And anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Like, I love it more than roasting J. Cole. Like, you have no idea. So anyway.
I backed off on J. Cole, folks. All right. J. Cole's all his now. Like, for me, J. Cole is like, he's all right. He's nothing special. Same thing with what's his name? Jordan Lucas. But even though I think Jordan Lucas is kind of whack, aside
Jordan Lucas is super duper okay. And same with J. Cole. He's very, very okay.
I mean, they're on this. I think J. Cole can actually make a song with a topic, even if that song isn't executed well. Jordan Lucas, it's like the one song he made, I'm not racist or I'm not a racist. It was too stereotypical for me. Like, it didn't require any intelligence, and it's okay, hug your white supremacist neighbor. You know, you are all one kind, the human kind.
Well, actually,
you're all one kind, mankind. I only see shades of pink.
The other song he made. Hold on, what was that song? It wasn't "I'm Not Racist" because that's not the one I know Jordan Lucas from.
You got a track with your boy with Eminem, so there's that one.
Man, look here. All right, Eminem on features is not good. So,
so now I get a chance to roast Eminem, but I'm glad we agree on that. Like, if you look at Eminem's older features, it's like Eminem just. I think it was the drugs. I hope it was the drugs that made him go, wait, this isn't my song. Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. Eminem with
he ruined a great 50 Cent song by talking about sitting on a woman's chest.
Yeah, what you call it? It was this song with Griselda, bruh. That was.
Wait, is that the one where
it was on WWCD? I think that was the last one.
What's it called?
It was a remix. Hold on, because I heard that.
Is it new? Because he had a song. It's not his song, but it was a song. I thought it was a song with Griselda.
Bang, the Bang remix on WWCD.
The original or the
remix? The one that's on the album.
There's a remix? Okay, are we talking about the same song?
Bang remix featuring Eminem. It was on Griselda's whole album.
Conway the Machine. Wait, no, that's the original. The original has Eminem on it, I think.
It says remix.
Where are you looking at, though?
WWCD.
WWC.
Yeah, what would Shine do?
Okay, album. So I'm looking on the wiki page.
Right, and on the
you're right. It's a remix. You're right. My bad. Yeah. It's a remix.
And what you call it? That had Eminem on it, and he went on for like 2 minutes straight, and I was just like, "Yo, this is not good."
All right. Funny enough, I actually like that Eminem verse.
Wait, you like that one?
I like the Eminem verse. I like the Eminem verse.
I thought it was corny. I was like, he took out the beat and everything. I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, well, yeah, the beat switched up. Yeah, the beat switched up, and he did his thing. I actually liked it. I'm gonna.
When I heard,
I'll give the white boys props. I liked it.
When I heard that, and I saw what you call it, Music to Get Murdered By, I was like, oh Lord, if it's gonna be like 18 tracks of him doing that shit he did on Griselda, I was like,
well, here's the reason why I like that Griselda track, his feature on the Griselda track, is because it had focus. All right, it wasn't a bunch of my book of rhymes and this apple bottom jean, it's just a bunch of bullshit, you know. Like I said, we know you can rap about something. Don't just rap to be putting words together. That's my problem with him.
My favorite thing
that and his regular shit is not that impressive. But go on.
I mean, my favorite thing about Eminem is that he's still rapping. I mean, he loves doing it, so fuck it.
You shouldn't be doing something that you can't do anymore.
Why not? I don't understand that. I mean, he loves doing it. I don't know. That's his fucking job.
It's gotten to a point where I'm more impressed with the Hobson song. Hobson actually put out a good track, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty focused. Interesting.
Whatever that is, but what was you calling? What was I saying? Oh yeah,
it's just bad when your copycats are doing better than you.
I was talking about that Joyner Lucas song. What you call it? The song that I knew Joyner Lucas.
I'm talking about Hobson. What Joyner Lucas song are you talking about?
No, you were talking about Joyner Lucas, like had a song with Eminem and all that.
Yeah. Okay. We're going back. Okay.
Yeah. So I was talking about what you call it? The song with Joyner Lucas, Ross Cappuccioni. Remember that one? It's about the song. It's a song about a kid who had gotten shot in the head with a shotgun.
No, I haven't.
You never heard that? That's actually, like, in my opinion, that's Joyner Lucas's best song. Like,
I'll listen to it later. I probably won't like it, but I'll listen to it later.
Honestly,
like I said, I went through a technical phase. When I say technical phase, I mean when you're focused so much on technical ability that you can't even tell a story or tell a coherent verse. And that's my problem with a lot of these flashy rappers.
Yeah, and that's the main problem with Eminem right now, is that he focuses so much on trying to prove he can rap that it's like technical skill for technical skill's sake, and it's really not saying shit. And he's been mid for quite a while. So like,
there's an artist who has the technical ability aspect down, along with the wordplay, subject matter, everything. You want to know who that artist is?
I'm almost scared to know, but go ahead.
Royce the fucking 5'9". All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Did you think I didn't know who Royce was, or I'm sorry.
That's all. That's why I'm saying the fact that boy Royce the 5'9" is top 5 right now, and people don't want to talk about that shit.
Okay.
He's top 5, making top 5 music.
You know, right now a lot of people aren't getting their flowers. I think I really think we do not talk about enough
until they're dead.
No, I don't think we talk about enough that Danny Brown has a perfect like album like set list. Like, he has released no bad projects, and
discography,
his discography is fucking perfect. Each album he's released has been very, very good. And I feel like this is under talked about. Like, this is underappreciated. Like, it's even old, his half hip hop album, half dubstep album. That was interesting. That was an interesting blend, because the dubstep side, until the dubstep starts, it's pretty good. So I'm just not into dubstep like that. But even then, the mixes were actually not bad.
I bet if he was white, he'd be talked about more.
Honestly. Like, I really think we underappreciate Danny Brown for everything he gives us.
I agree. We underappreciate a lot of our artists. So
right. And I think also people, I'm gonna get hit in the mouth for this. I don't really like Freddie Gibbs that much. I don't know. I'm not seeing what the hype is coming up with. Like, he raps fast, but he's like, he doesn't catch me.
I don't co-sign this man at all. Not one bit. Nah, he's on his own right now. This is his show, by the way. I'm just a guest star. All right.
Right.
I'm just a guest star.
I
didn't know he'd be talking like this. All right. I didn't know he'd be like I didn't know he'd be like, fuck Freddie Gibbs. All right.
I ain't say fuck Freddie Gibbs. I just said
that's what I heard.
I'm not into him like that. But let's get into the real reason we're here.
Selling out.
Right. So George sold out.
When did I sell out?
A guy
I had to be in
Aaron
to sell out
for $12.50.
Wait, repeat that.
A guy named Aaron bought you, right? He bought
Aaron. I'm so confused. I'm so confused with the reference right now.
I I thought you said a white dude bought you.
Oh my god! Now we're just throwing shit in there. He mad now. He just throwing shit in there.
Oh,
He's throwing
sorry.
shit in the air right
Whoops.
now.
Oh, my bad. You
He
didn't
fucking up on his own self.
Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. Nobody bought.
He trying to make.
Nobody bought electronic jack.
He's trying to make another clickbait clip right now. All right?
The deal.
I'm not going to allow it.
The deal is pending right now.
I'm not going to allow it. All right. Game Cargo ain't never sold out. Okay, Game Cargo's still here. So is Ultimate Mecha.
That clip,
Electronic Jack is me. All right. Limit Storm is still the man.
That clip did not get released.
It got released. Look at that.
But Duran heard it. So that's enough.
Yeah, he heard it out of context clip. Out of context clip.
That's enough for me. So what you call it? I mean, it's in the whole fucking podcast, but we're talking about what you call it?
That's the previous podcast, guys. So you'd have to check it out to get the reference.
So some shit that happened just recently, actually, EJ has informed me. They're selling Versus. What?
I think they've already sold Versus.
They already sold it? Oh, I'm late on this shit. So they sold Versus. And this gets into the heart of things, and this is gonna this already makes me upset, to be honest.
Why?
Because I'm so confused. Anyways, they sold.
What is going on over there?
Nothing is happening off screen right now. So, like I said, they sold Versus, and it just, hold on for a second.
We're live right now.
No, we're not. All right. So they sold Versus, and what do you call it? This gets to the heart of something that makes me upset is the fact that they sold it despite it being a very successful and very black series.
Completely black, right?
Yeah.
It was?
That was a black brainchild.
Where was it hosted on?
Revolt, which is owned by Diddy. So that was entirely black to its core. Well, I mean, there's probably
you sure about that?
Stake owners, probably. I don't know. What? Why? What
because the people who own the catalogs of these artists, I don't think they're all white. They're all black.
What does that got to do with it?
It means that it's not all completely black. There are still white hands in the mix.
I mean, damn.
Now we're talking about ownership.
I mean, the content that was produced itself.
Are we looking at the artists as the content, or are we looking at
we're looking at
as the content?
The Versus content in general being used there was, black in itself. Like, having Gucci Mane and Jeezy on stage together after a long and very famous beef, that is, as black as it gets.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that the music, do we 100% own the music?
No, we don't own the music. Well, there's like 5.
Because the music is the music is what everybody's, here for. We're here to see two artists display a section of their music catalogs.
I mean, we're not
and
just
see who has the best catalog, which is genius, I might add, even if it's not completely.
That's not true. We're not just here for that. If we were just here for that, then it would just be a DJ. Fucking you get what you call it, Funkmaster Flex there.
No,
playing both.
I'm saying the artists themselves are actually there, and they're
like that's commentary. We're here to see the interaction between the artists, in addition to because there are a bunch of nerds on the internet who compare the songs back and forth. But it's something unique to have both the artists that the songs, quote unquote, belong to, like actually up there
before we
interacting.
Before we actually get into it, I do want to read the article. This is from CNN, by the way.
Okay.
Hip hop producers Swizz Beatz and Timbaland have sold their popular Versus live stream platform to the Triller network. The companies didn't disclose the financial terms of the deal Tuesday, but a Triller spokesman said the Grammy Award-winning producers would become shareholders in the Triller network. The parent company for the TikTok-like social app, Timbaland and Swizz Beats, will share their equity stake with the 43 performers who have who have appeared on
appeared
it's.
since it
I
launched.
think I've
Yes.
been spoken too much. Who have appeared on Versus since it launched almost a year ago. Versus competitions pit R&B and rap legends against one another in virtual one-on-one music battles. Almost instantly, the show became a pandemic economy success story. Matchups include stars such as T-Pain versus Lil Jon, Nelly versus Ludacris, and Gucci Mane versus Young Jeezy, have attracted millions of live entertainment starved viewers to Versus TV Instagram live stream. So this is actually done on Instagram. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
There is no more, and by the way, Instagram is white owned. There is no more disruptive and innovative brand in music today than Versus. Triller executive chairman and co-owner Bobby Sarnvest, I apologize if I fucked up that
Carnivesh.
last name, said in a statement announcing the deal. We view this acquisition as more of a partnership than an acquisition, as Swizz, Timbaland, and the other 43 artists who are all becoming shareholders and partners in Triller versus from this day forward become our voice. With this acquisition, Triller continues its evolution to be at the center of culture and the center of music. Sarnevest, and fellow Triller Network shareholder Ryan
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh said in a joint statement, who better to shape Triller's music future than the top artists in the world, overseen by Timbaland and Swizz? Versus has also featured live chats with political leaders that include Stacey Abrams and current former senator and current vice president Kamala Harris. Triller has positioned itself as an alternative to TikTok, and it saw a surge in popularity last summer when TikTok's future in the United States was uncertain and amid geopolitical wrangling between the Trump administration and China.
Are you gonna keep reading this? Look, we already
I
know
mean,
what's going on.
there wasn't much left.
Yeah,
It
like
was a small article.
what are we reading it for? Like we get it. They sold the shit. Like,
I just wanted to give some more detail. Like
you're giving a lot of details that no one gives a
you
fuck.
know niggas don't read, right? So posting the link to the article ain't gonna do nothing.
I mean, okay, that's up to them. But either way, we have the details. We're the
Go
ones
on,
reading
go
this
on,
shit. Anyways,
go on.
like I
I
said,
just like informing the public. All right, I like informing our audience.
you were
Go
reading
on.
way too slow for me. But anyways, like, okay, the point is they sold a pretty good cash cow. Like they had a good thing going. Obviously, it wasn't black from top to bottom. Like you're over here talking about, oh, it's on a white-owned platform, Instagram. Who gives a fuck? Well, like
If the purpose of if the point of this conversation is what is truly black owned, then yeah, it's important
okay,
to discuss how they were streaming it from Instagram, which
okay,
is white owned. Now,
okay,
let's say Instagram said, "Man, fuck them niggas," and
okay.
took them off the platform. Now what?
There are streaming services that you could stream from your own website. You
Mm-hmm.
can do that, and there are people who can set that up.
I agree. I definitely
You
agree.
can make a
How,
.tv. It's not that difficult.
I agree. However, the traffic that Instagram gets
Yeah.
would dwarf any traffic that your website would get.
What's the point?
So now we're talking from a business perspective, and
What's your point?
you know,
Wait. They just
human.
sold it to a TikTok alternative. You remember the other
Mhm.
TikTok alternative, Quibi? Where'd that go?
I have no idea what Korea is.
Exactly. Nobody knows what Quibi is. I just said a weird word. It's a real thing. And it
Go
died
on, go on.
almost instantly, trying to be a TikTok competitor. Like,
So do you think that Versus is going
I
to
think
die
Versus
now?
is an
Because
entity on its own. Like where it's broadcast does not matter. Okay, because you take the property itself and you could put it somewhere else. You could just put it on Facebook. You could put it on Pornhub if you want to.
Pornhub probably gets more traffic than Instagram. That I will
Probably.
agree.
All right. That's not the point. The point is that you can put it other places and it'll always be Versus. That's the point.
You'd
Like,
have to do it with your own money, though.
so, I mean, what does that mean? What?
It means you'd have to do it with your own money. There's more of a risk.
And what's the point? You can still do it.
Black folks don't got that kind of wealth yet, as somebody else pointed out.
How much money is Diddy worth?
I have no idea. How much is he worth?
Over 700 million. Diddy could have bankrolled that.
Did they go to Diddy first?
It was on Revolt TV. Yeah, that's Diddy's platform. So yeah, he could.
No, I mean, in regard to the possibility of taking it off Instagram Live.
I don't know. I don't know what they did. Why are you asking me?
I'm asking you because you're supposed to have a counter argument to support your argument.
Why are you asking me questions that clearly the information is not, available? Look, did they talk?
Well, the question that I asked you, I didn't know. So I was asking if you knew.
Like, you're over here.
Go on.
But I'll tell you, like, they can get this bankrolled and put on other platforms. So the idea of saying that it's not fully black owned based on where it's broadcast is irrelevant, because it's still a property that exists.
And based at the catalog of music, there are white owners of that. So
again, the music being broadcast as part of an episode is in itself content. So if I were to play a snippet of a random song in this episode right now, it would be considered part of this episode. Like, you see what I'm saying?
But you don't own the song, though.
Yeah, it's transformative. That's a word in content creation. It's transformative.
So I will see you in court.
Transformative sense that the content itself exists apart from the music. So if they were to say, no more motherfucking streaming of, I don't know, Lil Jon's Yeah, featuring Usher and Ludacris. Okay, you can't stream that song. However, if that song was played in the verses, which was T-Pain versus Lil Jon, that song still exists as part of the content of that episode, regardless, because it is transformative. So yeah, this argument that they don't own the music is irrelevant, because as soon as that music gets played in an episode, it's considered transformative and part of a new piece of content. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, this argument doesn't make much sense.
I smell a lawsuit, but go on.
I mean, it's actually, no, that's how people get around a lot of things. That's how people get around using music. It's called fair use. You know what fair use is, right?
Go on.
Do you?
I know what fair use is.
Okay, so you realize what I'm saying.
I'm aware.
Okay, thank you. Now, like I said, though that argument is irrelevant. Like I said, what I'm saying is this is a black-owned piece of content that was sold. Now they're shareholders in something they created. This is problematic to me because it's like, again, this is another thing that could have potentially been, something that could evolve in black hands, given away, sold, all that. I mean, I got problems with that.
Why do you have problems with it?
Why do I have problems with it? Because to me, what do we own? Like, I'm gonna ask you, what do we own? What is
I own Game Cargo. Other than that,
I mean, you own Game Cargo. That's good. That's one thing. Okay.
That's all I'm concerned about, because that's where my profit comes from. That's what pays the bills.
I mean, okay, what do black people own though? Like, what is?
I don't know what other black people own. You'd have to ask what other black people own, because we don't own verses. That's the point. We don't own verses.
Who owns it?
The current owners right now. You're looking at it from a racial perspective.
That's what I look at.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whose hands that platform, that the concept goes to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a profit from it. It doesn't benefit my life in any way, and it doesn't take away from my life.
That's a cop-out argument. Come on now.
It's not. It's true.
We're here to discuss this. I mean, you can't just say.
I know. I'm discussing. That's a part of the argument. That's a part of the argument. We're talking about black owned.
Okay, so
that's how I see black owned.
You see black owned.
Now, if you were to say that proceeds if you were to say that versus proceeds from, I'm not sure if this is true. I wonder if it is, though, the more I think about it. Now, if you were to say that proceeds from versus goes to black schools and whatnot, yeah, I can definitely see that being beneficial.
So let me get this straight. So to you, things being black owned just doesn't matter.
It matters in the prideful sense, but in the long run, it doesn't matter to me if I'm not making money from it.
Okay, so you don't care that things are or are not black owned. You just it doesn't.
That's not what I said. I said in the prideful sense. I said, yeah, black people own that. That's
but you
awesome.
don't seem to value the pride. You don't seem to value the pride because it's not getting you money. Is that
I value it in a prideful sense. That's the point. I value it in a prideful sense. I don't value it in the long run when it comes to monetary reasons.
I mean,
because I don't truly own it.
I mean, so what if let's say that it was on a black platform, streamed from a black platform, black people, they own the masters and everything.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I love that. I would love that.
But until that, from top to bottom, it's not ours, huh?
I never said it wasn't ours.
I don't understand.
Here's the thing.
I don't understand your position on this. You're saying it's not.
Here's the thing.
Because they're not owning the music and they're not owning this and that. It's not on a black platform. Like, what is that?
No, I thought the argument was what is truly black owned.
That's what I mean. I'm asking you, what do we?
Because right now, is Versus not black owned because they sold it for a stake. They sold it for a stake in the company, and they still have percentages. Because according to Timbaland and Swizz, they still own it. So what's the argument?
Like, is not owning it and being stakeholders not the same. Like, having a part of it, just because you have a majority part of it, does not mean you own it. Because somebody can easily take majority from you,
but
provided
you are
the money.
Owner of it, right? Are we talking about sole ownership, or are we talking about having a part of it? Sole ownership, okay.
Like, that's the thing. I don't like, to give out pieces of shit like that, because again, it can be taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and right now, there are so few things owned by black people. Like, you got the Oprah Winfrey Network, which is not fully owned by Oprah. You have Revolt TV. I don't believe I think that is fully owned by Diddy. It's just, I think they go through YouTube. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken here. Music orientated digital cable network, founded by Sean Diddy Combs. And let's see. Yeah, no, it has its own channel and satellite and everything. Okay, so that is owned by Diddy. All right, so we have that. What you call it? What else? You have Tyler Perry Studios. That's another thing. But I'm trying to think of other things that are truly black owned. To me, this is important to me on a legacy sense.
Yeah, for you, it's important that there's a bunch of black owned shit. I get it.
Right. And that's the thing, to sell shit. Like, this revolt, this Versus thing could have gone on to be.
So here's the thing. First of all, the Versus concept, idea, it was made to capitalize on a pandemic. The pandemic's not going to be around here forever. Hopefully, I don't know. So
hold on, wait. So what does that mean? Do you think that even though it came out of the pandemic,
it means that businesses get built up and they get sold? That's just business. It's capitalism.
And
white people do it, black people do it, Chinese people do it.
That had nothing to do with your previous point. You said it came out of the pandemic, like that's supposed to mean something. Like,
I said it came out of the pandemic, as in when the pandemic's over, what's going to be the appeal now?
That's exactly
people are still going to watch it, but again, people are going to be out and about. They're not going to be stuck at their homes.
I mean, people watch a bunch of TV shows every day. What kind of say? What the fuck? They watch TV shows faithfully every day. Versus is just another TV show. Mm-hmm. Like, what is that? Like, I don't understand.
Even the article mentions that it capitalized on the pandemic.
Right.
Everybody, but full capitalization. That's what I'm talking about.
You're trying to say that it has no staying power because the pandemic is winding down? Like, I don't understand.
It don't have less staying power. That's what I'm talking about.
Why are you? Do you have what soothsaying powers? You're able to see in the future.
See.
I don't understand that. Like, you're saying like it's only popular because of the pandemic or what? Like, what is this?
I said its popularity is owed
gonna-
to the pandemic. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but do you think if the pandemic were to like be winded down in the next couple months that it's just gonna disappear?
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I said.
You were implying that. You're implying that
did
its
not imply
popularity.
that. I said popularity would decrease, but right now it's capitalizing on the pandemic. The situation is the pandemic. People are at home. It's getting its mass revenue right now.
I mean, people are pretty out and about in a lot of places. Like I said,
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah, and that's an unfortunate part of our fucked up country. But I heavily disagree with that. Like, Versus brings like fantasy matchups that people have been dreaming about. And honestly, like, there's still a ton of artists out there that haven't had a Versus match. People with long-standing grudges. Hell, if you can get 50 Cent and Ja Rule in there at
That's not
any
gonna
given
happen.
point, they got Jeezy and fucking Gucci in there. Gucci killed Jeezy's man. All right. And they were in the same room together. It's a possibility. Even if it's a long
because they're profiting off of it. Especially because they ain't doing no shows.
You just said that's capitalism. So what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It has the potential to be much, much bigger, but now like they're majority stakeholders, but they're not the sole owners. Like, what is this? Now it's just another thing that we just done lost. Like, I don't fuck with that. Cause personally, like, I feel like we need to build up something that is owned by us to start laying a groundwork for future success.
A groundwork. So how would Versus being completely black owned benefit us as us Black Americans just as a whole?
How would it benefit us? Well, it gives us
take your time.
Entertainment. What? I mean, what do you mean by benefit? Like, what type of benefit do you think? Because we talk about black movies all the time, right?
How would it be? Open-ended question, general question. How does Versus being completely black owned benefit us? Are you speaking entertainment wise or just going back to pride?
Black legacy, black pride. It's inspirational, aspirational.
Oh, pride.
Yeah. Like, look, I don't.
So how does that take us further? How does that take us further as a people?
I mean, as it grows and becomes a bigger part of our culture, it has a potential to move people aspirationally. Like,
how so?
I mean,
like how does that get black people to grow as a society?
Well, you get newer artists who want to come on and do verses, advertise their content. These people can now get more eyes onto their music based on the versus matches, right? That's one way.
And that can't happen.
You get new DJs
after selling it.
I mean, it can, yeah, but
so what's the point?
What's the point? The point is that it's not black owned. It's not by black hands. We're not helping each other. Now it's somebody else again.
But you just said that you just said that even though it's sold, that it can still do the same things as it would.
But it's not black owned anymore. Now it's just somebody else doing it for us. Like, remember when we had that
But the same result is going to happen, correct?
Yeah, but it's not black owned. Like, that part is important.
So it's a pride thing. It's a pride thing. And the pride thing only affects people who want that pride.
Why is that not important? Do you think it is just the same? Like, you think that not having a say in what our entertainment is not important?
Look, you know how many so I'm not going to say the N word. You know how many Black Americans rocked Black Panther wear after watching the movie? Yeah. Black Panther ain't owned by black people, all right? But we still took pride in, Black Panther, all of that.
Right.
How's that any different from Versus?
I mean, we still took pride in the Black Panther film because it's the black director. And for as much as it was permitted, it was basically a top to bottom black project. A few white people sprinkled in there and the cast. And of course,
it's a black project under a white company, just like Versus is now a black project under a white company with black shareholders and black people taking percentages. So the black folks that actually are a part of the sit are eating. It's just us that aren't eating. Well, we're eating the entertainment, that is.
Yeah, but the thing is, the point is to climb the hierarchy ladder, not stay where we at. Like, the point is not to stay under the Disney banner. That's why Tyler Perry didn't sell. He could have sold his shit. You know how much he could probably make? Do you? Why didn't he sell his
I don't think nobody wants Tyler Perry shit. I'm just going to say that.
Are you kidding? You out of your mind?
No, I'm not.
He's worth a lot of money.
Tyler Perry makes coon content, and I don't have a problem with Tyler Perry anymore.
Who loves coon content more than white people? Who? Look,
Mexicans.
Probably. Okay.
I know for experience.
Why didn't Tyler Perry sell? If that's the case, I mean, it'd still be the same thing. Why didn't he?
There's still a possibility of Tyler Perry selling. Did Tyler Perry ever say that he would not sell? I want to know that. Did Tyler Perry ever say that he would not sell?
You just said, hold on. Don't try to make me prove your claim.
Well, you just said that's why Tyler Perry didn't sell, but we don't know that. Is there something you know? Tyler Perry could be waiting until a white man makes some offer. But I'll give you 20 billion. 20 billion.
Do you have any evidence of this claim?
20 billion for Medea. I'm saying that it's a possibility.
Okay.
And you're trying to argue that it's not a possibility.
I mean, do you think he hasn't been approached to sell before? Like, you just think he's been sitting chilling? You just think
he? Of course not.
Everybody gets approached to sell their shit.
I've got an approach. All right, I've got an approach, but at the same time, if someone gives me 20 billion, shit, and I'm done with the stuff,
value the pride. Let's fucking that's why he didn't sell. You don't value the pride in it for some reason. Like, the point of it being,
there's nothing wrong with guys. There's nothing wrong with being prideful, but look.
Are you saying that
take your hands out of other people? Take your hands out of other people's pockets. All right.
Are you saying there's no point?
You weren't with me while I was shooting in the gym. Okay.
What?
You weren't with me while I was shooting in the gym. You break line. Look, Kobe. Okay.
Look, man. Like I said, here's what I'm saying. Climbing the social hierarchy, it matters. Okay. Structurally, it matters. Imagine if somebody makes a distribution company that's black owned. Then you have a bunch of black filmmakers who can actually distribute their films, even if it starts off small.
There are actually black distribution companies, such as Quality TV. Going to give them a shout out there.
Okay. And it builds up and it builds up. If they don't sell, that's a black owned distribution company. We can get black filmmakers to have, distribution where other people would turn them down. Because distribution is that's a big bottleneck for a lot of projects. I'm not going to say,
especially when you have the capital to fund those projects.
I mean, yeah, famously Fritz the Cat, nobody wanted to distribute that film. He had to go every which way in order to get that film.
The problem is you never know when a project or an idea fizzles out. So if they thought in the long run they could take more of a profit by allowing other hands into the concept, they still own part of it.
Okay, but it's not,
and they are probably still working on other projects.
My problem with that is the same thing here. It's when BET sold out to Viacom, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, the company, the president right now is a black woman, right? What if Viacom just says, all right, we not feeling you no more. We're going to put Becky Williamson as the new president. There is nothing we can do about that. We have no say.
A black woman's the president, and the channel still sucks. So what does that tell you?
I mean, that's because he doesn't have total say in what the fuck to put up there. What?
But you were using the argument, what if they put Becky up there? So what's
it'd be fucking worse.
How would it be worse? If BT is still bad right now with the black woman, okay, bad, worse, you're gonna make me choose. You're gonna make me choose between, Biden, Trump. They're still bad.
Well, don't make that argument. I'm not even gonna go into why that's bullshit. But don't do that. Anyways,
Oh no, I prefer Biden, but they're still trash. Go on.
don't make that argument. Like I said, let's see who is the current.
Waiting for my Biden bucks, Biden.
You ain't gonna get it talking that bullshit.
The time it takes you to put out a podcast, I'll probably already have it. I'm waiting until this weekend.
Hold on, who is this Scott Mills fella? That's her, Deborah L. Lee. Okay, that's her name. Thank you. She was. She was the chairman. Oh, well, she done stepped down. So now who we got? Oh, this dude. That's right.
I wonder if tribes in Africa are like that. Like if a tribe comes out with an invention, the other tribes are so prideful because of that pride. Nah, they probably like, man,
I mean,
get our spears. Let's
like
stick
I said,
them.
do you think the pride thing, oh, it doesn't make us as much money? Like, what if we sold and, now we're shareholders, we'll make more money? Like, what the fuck? Like, why does the money
Just
matter?
like I told the other dude, at the end of the day, they're still capitalists. All right.
Like, what
still
are all
capitalists.
capitalists? They are required to be like soulless with their products. Are they required to be that?
I wish Duran was here right now because he would say yes.
I mean,
I wish my brother was awake right now. I'd call him and he'd say yes.
I don't understand this shit. Like I said,
you don't, because you're not a capitalist.
I am a capitalist. Like, capital is important to me. Like, I want money. Like, let's be clear, I love money. But at the end of the day,
you love money, so you're willing to get your hands dirty for that money, right?
A little bit. But there's points I don't cross.
What are you arguing exactly?
There are points I don't cross. Like, for instance, I'm not going to.
But you're still willing to get your hands dirty. So what's dirtier than the other? What are black people prideful of? Black people.
I'm not going to sell my creation. Okay,
what's according to their moral compass?
Let's say this. All right, you make
50 Cent made it, but 50 Cent isn't really talking about shit that 50 Cent wasn't really talking about shit that helped the community, educated the community, aside from his perspective as a drug dealer. But we're prideful that he made it, right?
We're prideful that he made it because he made it out of that situation. Like a lot of rags and riches stories are inspirational.
Instead of teaching people like Dead Prez or Talib Kweli talks about jewels, bad bitches, getting more money. But we're prideful of that shit, right? We're prideful of that shit.
Okay. Bruce Willis is in a lot of films shooting motherfuckers. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people proud of him too. You know why? It's performative. The fuck?
One's an actor and one is drawn from one's an actor who takes on roles that are being written
and one is being
and the other is drawn from personal experience.
So he's saying it on wax instead of doing it. How is that any different? It's a performance. There's a difference between doing the story and telling the story. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you telling me that performance is the same?
I just said what I said.
I'm
50 Cent is drawn from his personal experience,
right,
and capitalizing on what sells.
Something
one takes roles. What?
Something he doesn't
do you still listen to 50 Cent? You don't even listen to 50 Cent, do you?
I like his new song. His new song that he made for Power Book 2 Kanan. That was pretty nice. That was a nice bounce to it. I actually go to Power of the Dollar and Get Rich or Die Trying in the Massacre when I listen to 50.
All right, so just before I forget, because on the topic of prideful and 50 Cent, like I said, motherfuckers like 50 Cent, I'm not prideful that he made it. Like it's a very
why not?
It's nice to witness, but I'm not prideful of that shit.
So you're not proud that he got out? You're not proud, like I don't
give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Why?
All right, like
why?
I enjoy his music, but as far as his existence being as far as his existence influencing black folks, like I'm not proud of that shit. All right.
I'm sorry. Do you think are you unironically doing the hip hop made me do it thing?
I'm not saying that.
Are you unironically doing
I'm saying that his influence is undeniable. I would, and like I said, I would rather people be influenced by a Talib Kweli rather than a 50 Cent. I love 50 Cent, his music, his video games, But again, when it comes to influence and
This
being prideful, I am prideful of artists like Talib Kweli a lot more than 50 Cent.
this is the video games made me do it argument.
No, it's not, because I'm not telling people, hey, this rapper made you do X, Y, and Z.
You're
I'm
just
saying
saying
that, yeah,
his
we are influenced
influence.
by what
He's a
we listen to and what we see.
He's a terrible influence. I can't be proud of that. He
Can't be
talks
that
about
terrible of an influence because I grew up listening to him.
like what the fuck. Anyways, like I said, he's another success story. Like, and his success story is actually pretty nice. I like his. I mean, coming from selling drugs at an early age to getting in the booth and becoming one of the most recognized hip hop stars on the planet, making the most played song on the radio in history in the club.
Nice.
Like, I mean, I don't understand how you could, be like, oh well, but the content of the music. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Because the conversation was about being prideful. I'm not prideful of the content of that music. Simple as that. I can still enjoy something, but not take pride in something. That's a simple argument.
Interesting. I mean, okay. I'm not.
Go on.
Okay. Like I said, so you don't. So basically, what you're saying here is basically, if you were to be approached, basically, say you made $100 million off of Black Hades Inc., and somebody approaches you, it's like, yo, I think this shit's gonna blow up. I think I want to buy this from you for $300 million.
300 million is too low. Too low.
Oh, sorry. Oh, let's talk about let's see. Well, it's one project. That's fucking.
It's too low.
So
I have other things that I plan on doing with those characters.
Oh, you're not gonna sell. So what's your number that you sell at?
Black Hades in.
Yeah, you're just one project. It's yours. You're making a good.
We're talking about the rights to the characters, right? Like
you're the rights to the whole IP. It's not yours no more. That's off your hands, buddy.
It's a good question.
So it's blowing up right now. It's hot. You made merch, you made shirts and everything. You are hot right now. You are 125 million.
I really don't think it's worth 2 billion, but
it's one project, but they're gonna be like, yo, we want to buy this and we want to make sequels of your work. You're not gonna have no say, but we're gonna give you credit in the credits though. It's made your work. How much is the number you're gonna sell at?
Who's buying? Lionsgate?
Man, who the fuck cares?
I care. Again, if you're gonna propose some kind of stupid situation, then you're gonna have to back something up with it.
Why would who just pretend this person is exactly who you want it to be, and the money is basically you decide what is your price. It's exactly who you want it to be. Whoever the fuck, Lionsgate, Paramount, Blumhouse, whatever. All right,
Blumhouse. I'm
pretty sure.
If Blumhouse approached me, let's say I made 100 million off of Black Hades and Blumhouse approached me and said, hey, we want to do sequels of this for we'll buy it out for $1 billion. I think $1 billion would be the offer. I'd say yeah. I have no other
I'm not sure
plans for those characters aside from cameos.
So I don't think somebody's gonna offer you $1 billion for one project. I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of deals for like specific IPs ranging even in highs of like 350 million, but I've never seen $1 billion for one. Like the only thing
you need to add to your fantasy situation that you're providing me.
Plenty of singular IPs have been bought. I've seen these deals.
All right, so give me a number. Give me a number and I'll tell you yes or no.
Okay, so your single film, say they offer you 220 million.
220 million. For the rights.
It's a median number. Thing. That's the rights and everything. That's a median number.
Nah, too low.
Okay. 300 million.
Too low.
Okay, well, most people are not going to budge on higher than that. So you're just going to hold it. Why?
I go for 400 million. 400 million, I go for it.
Well, okay, so why not just sell it? You're going to make the capital. You got it.
400 million. I'd sell it for 400 million. The whole IP, 400 million.
All right. So, and if nobody buys it, are you gonna go low? What's the lowest you'll go?
350 million.
Okay, and then
You gotta start high. This is business. Come on. You say you're a capitalist, but you ain't with it. Come on.
Oh no,
you start high.
I was a salesperson. You always start high. You talk them into the shit. You're supposed to talk them into more. But anyways, like I said, what you call it? So 350 million. You'd get rid of that. All right, good. You're done with that. Now what? You gonna make another project and build it up from scratch?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I'm fucking creative. What you think, man?
Okay, and you just
like really? Like what kind of answers are you looking for? I mean, like what kind of situation trying to fix me? And like hell yeah, I would sell an idea that I'm completely done with and emotionally detached from. Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I don't give a fuck if black people say, oh, you're selling out to the white man. Look, I'm done with that. All right. If a black person wants to come around and like, that's the thing. If a black company says, hey, we'll buy it for 350 million too. Yeah, I would sell to the black company. But if the only company offering me 350 is a white company, then I'm selling to the white company. Simple as that.
Okay. I mean,
like, what the fuck?
I mean, you wouldn't hold on to it.
At the end of the day, I don't give a shit about it.
I mean, look, if you sell to a black company, I don't give a fuck. Still black hands. But I don't think
until they sell it to a white company. And then
they sell that shit?
Or they'll sell it to another black company. Or they'll sell it to another black company, sells it to another white company. And it'll keep going on and on. The point of a business is the point of a small business specifically is to build it up and then you sell it. Yeah.
I've never.
Now you can build it up long term, but again, there are risks to that.
Never had that aspiration. It's got to be mine. Like I said, like we see that. Like I don't know why. Like I don't know why we see different on this one. Like
because I'm actually in business, and
Like I said, to me, the ownership being black is too important to me. Like I said, I want there to be a legacy behind. Like now,
again, Black Panther. So many people prideful Black Panther. They don't care whose hands it's in. It's still Black Panther.
So, like now, imagine if a black owned serial.
The only pride only matters to. A lot of folks might hate me for this. Pride only matters to people who aren't prideful in themselves. That's simple as that.
Explain that.
I got a lot of shit right in front of me. Why do I need to be prideful in somebody else's shit? That makes no sense to me.
Okay, so you just like, I don't know where this conversation going. Like I said, to me, like I said, the black ownership thing is inspirational and a legacy for me. Like, and the fact that we have such like very few things, to our people, it's important that, at least to me, we hold on to what we create, like, so the money is passed around. Like, that's what I think. Keeping the money circulating in the community, keep the art circulating in the community, stop giving it off to other people. Like, that's what's important to me.
And you can't circulate the proceeds from a business after you build it up and sell it?
Why the fuck? What? I mean, after you sell your business...
We're talking about circulating the wealth, right? Or we're talking community. Just specifically pride?
Yeah, in the black community. I mean, I would keep it all in the black community. That's important. I mean, you would like you would sell it off to whoever. You give the kid the business to whoever.
Because I'm done with it. I can't take it any further. That's what happens.
Okay. Like I said, I personally would keep all of it in the black community, pass it down to kids, and do whatever's next. But I can't see myself giving off hands to, people that I don't want holding it. Like, I don't want to be a stakeholder in something I created. Like, it's mine.
And if it doesn't make any money anymore, then you just gonna keep it.
I mean, if it doesn't make any money anymore, that's it for me. I'm not selling.
And the only buyers who want to buy it are white. Are you gonna sell it? It's not making any money for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
sell it. You're gonna sell it to white folks though.
Oh, sorry. If the only buyers, I thought you was talking about customers.
If the only buyers are white and you have a property on your hands, it's not making you money. Are you going to sell it to those white folks?
If it's not making,
or are you just going to hold on to it until you make money from it?
I'm just going to hold on to it till I make money. Like, if I could generate money out of it. Now, if I feel like I'm done, I'm done. I ain't selling.
So you'll sell?
No, I ain't selling shit. If I'm done, I'm done. Like, that's it. It's closing its doors, but I'm not giving it off to somebody. Like,
so you'll just let it die, then have anyone continue it if the only buyers are white.
Correct. Yeah, that's it for me. Like I said, it's mine, and it's my community's, mine alone. Like, I thought you'd be more on board with this, considering the fact that you were like, you can decide who works in your company and who can do this, that, and the third. Like, from the last cast.
Why would I be on board with something as ridiculous as not?
Like, you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell. Like, period. You think of it as like,
if I can make more money selling, then I would sell.
I mean, you said you would sell your project to whoever for what, 350?
350.
That means it could make 350 on its own by your own.
Sure, but I'm done with it. Sure, but I'm completely done with it. I'm not emotionally attached to it.
Yeah.
No amount of black people saying you're going to be a sellout is going to convince me otherwise. I'm done with it. I've taken it as far as I wanted to take it because I'm not dependent on the validation of everybody else.
But why does not owning it matter to you? Like, you could just leave it alone then. You don't got to sell it. Like, that's the point to me. Like, it's like, just own it. Keep it for yourself.
Because I'm a capitalist, sir.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Aren't you a capitalist? Didn't you say you were a capitalist?
I'm a capitalist.
If you're a capitalist, you're a pretty bad capitalist because you would sell if it's just sitting there, then yeah, you would sell it. If you're sure that you can't take it anywhere, and from my perspective, I'm taking it in regard to Black Haiti's Zen. If I can't take it anywhere creatively, because that's the whole thing for me. For me, it's the creative side of things. I may not sell because I still want to do stories with these characters and with these with these arcs. I don't have to sell, but I'm going to sell if I don't want it anymore, if I can't take it anywhere. Well, selling is just based on pride. It's based on some superficial pride. I don't have that superficial pride.
I don't see it as superficial and more like owning what you make. Like that, I guess that's more of a, what is that? The workers' collective, basically, is what I see it as. Is that communism? Or is that socialism?
It's communism.
I think no, it's socialism, owning the means of production via workers.
I would have to ask my brother because he goes on and on. He would have been great for this podcast. He goes on and on about that. He's like, the workers should own the means of production and blah, blah, and bullshit like that. Like, fuck out of here.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, you should own what you make. Like I said, I don't know. You don't have much of a...
So you're saying that my employees should own a piece of my project? No, hell no. This is no, nah. Fuck out of here. We ain't gonna do nah.
Yeah, actually, they kind of should, but you know,
it's like I told my brother the other day. Just because you drew the comic book doesn't mean you own the fucking comic book. All right, like what the fuck?
I mean, that is true. That's
the problem with black people. A lot of black people are detached from reality. No, just because you drew a fucking comic book, just because you wrote the comic book, don't mean you own the comic book. You were hired to do a job. You did the job. Now you move on to the next fucking project. That's simple.
Hey, that's a whole other topic. I'm not a socialist, but
I don't know. You're talking like a socialist.
I do believe in owning what I make. Right, it's my project. Like I said.
Do you own part of UPS or USPS or whatever the?
I said owning what I make. Did I make USPS? Did I say that?
You make those long trips.
I mean, if you could point out where I said I own USPS, but I tell you one thing: the projects I'm working on right now, I don't sell. Like personally, like I believe in ownership until the fucking day.
The projects you're working on right now are intellectual property, so yeah, you own them.
Yeah. And I wouldn't.
But is the guy who's doing the sketches for you? Does he?
Again, I'm not a socialist. I don't know where you're getting this. Like I said, I own what I make. Okay, I made the damn property.
That's all I'm wondering. That's all I'm wondering.
Like I don't know where you got the I'm a socialist from. So like I said, like I said, the IP.
So what happens when you die? When you die, you're gonna pass that on to your kids, or
yeah, that's my estates.
Or is it gonna? Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's mine. Like I said, they could do what they want with the project. Personally, I like keeping it all in the family. If I were to sell, I'm not selling it to outsiders. Like, that's just personal. Like, the thing is, I don't want somebody.
What if your kids don't know nothing about business though? What if they're just terrible business
can't come
people?
back from the grave? I don't give a fuck. What the fuck am I going to do? Haunt them? I did what I wanted to do in my life.
What if your son? What if your son is like, okay, I got daddy's project now. I'm gonna make all these changes, and now all your characters they in interracial relations.
I mean, that's what he does.
One character is like, man, I just love white women. I love big booty white women.
I mean, if that's what he does, that's what he does. I mean, again, I'm dead. Like I said, the point of me is to live my life with the things that I created in my possession so that I have control over them. Because at the end of the day, I don't want someone having control over my projects. I don't want someone having a say in what I want to do like that.
So it just matters if you're alive, right? That's what we're...
I mean, why would it matter if I'm dead? What the fuck? Hey, I don't understand. Help me understand. Why would it matter if I'm dead?
No, I'm just wondering. I mean, like I said, I can't imagine being alive and not doing anything with something. And if someone else can take it further, then by all means.
No, what the fuck? I mean, again, I have pride in what I create. You're not attached to what you create. Like, you would just give up your projects and be like, yo,
I never said that.
Black Hades into Electric Boogaloo.
I never said I wasn't attached to any of my projects. I said if I become detached or if I'm not emotionally invested anymore, then yeah, I have no problem with selling. The originals will still be there. Like if someone bought the rights to remake Black Hades in or any of my shit, the original is still there. Like, I never get that argument either.
The IP is not yours no more. You can just say,
why would I care? Why would I care? I can't take it any further. I don't want it no more.
Like I said, it doesn't matter to you. You don't care.
But to you, like I said, at the end of the day, to you, it's just about black ownership. So if I sold it to a black person, it'd be all right.
I mean, personally,
which one is it?
Yes. If you sold it,
there you go. There you go. But here's the thing: not all black people are created equally. Okay.
But at the same time, they make
a black person could run it straight into the ground, could make horrendous changes. All right, could do some clean shit. All right.
My argument is keeping the shit in the community.
Keep in mind, Dwayne McDuffie's wife is a white woman, and after he passed, she owned the shit.
Yeah, and she was arguing with DC for years.
Yeah,
but
okay, is that a bad thing?
I mean,
seeing what DC does to their people of color characters, is that a bad thing?
I mean, I counted 4 milestone relaunch announcements. 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, I still don't even have any faith in the current one. All right. So they've all gotten torpedoed in one way or another. But this one, at least there's a digital. But
keep in mind, the people writing and drawing these new comics, they're black. They're completely black.
Okay. Yeah.
Owner, I believe, is still a white woman. So it's...
All right, it's not a black comic.
It's not a black comic then? It's not a black comic then?
No. It's white on. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I really don't know what else to tell you. The art's black. The writer is black. But it's owned by a white person.
But because it's owned by the white wife of the black creator, it's not black anymore.
Essentially, yeah. That's that shit down.
I disagree, but hey, at least you stick to your code.
Do you think that we shouldn't hold anything in the community? We should just sell it all? Well, you're a capitalist. What the fuck am I? You're a capitalist.
Black people aren't a monolith. Like, I don't know why we say the community. You can say that there is Black American cultures as in plural, but we all don't represent one another. That's some bullshit we gotta get out too.
Hold on. So that doesn't answer my question. So we shouldn't.
What was your question?
My question was, is it important to have things in the black community? Or should we all sell them? Like, just, we made as much money as we can, sell it to whoever the highest bidder. Whoever.
It's important that we're able to generate ideas, circulate wealth. And yes, if we want to build up businesses and sell them, there's nothing wrong with that.
But is it
we're creatives. Black people are fucking creatives. You think just because we sell one idea, we don't got 200 million in the
And what happens when we don't own any of them? Like you said it earlier in this cast, they don't own their music, right? They don't own the masters to their music. So why do you think they make such a big deal about owning their masters? Why? Why do you
That's a
think?
part of business. And I'll tell you, like I told my brother, look,
They
if I have a
can't get
late,
the money.
if I have a label and I'm giving you the shit to make your music, then yeah, I own your music. What the?
Okay, why? You know why? Like you're being obtuse on purpose, but you know why artists make the effort to own their masters. And you know why it's a big deal when they see these new things. What Lil Wayne just sold Drake's masters. You know why it's a big deal to people.
It's
They don't
business.
own. They don't control their music. It's not.
And they made the choice. They made the choice. They made the choice to sign a contract, the contract which allowed them, hey, I'm
But
giving
you
you X amount of
understand.
dollars. You make the music, but we own the music.
Yeah,
I don't see what the.
you understand why they see the mistakes in not owning their masters. It's not theirs. They don't have a say in what that
Is it a mistake? The mistake is that they can't make any more money with that music. But they
it's
had no
not,
problems making the
but
millions when they were under that label.
it's their hard work. Their hard work isn't making
Their
money.
hard work, their hard work was funded by the studio, what the fuck? By the label. What the?
Okay, it's still their work. What the fuck?
It's the label's work too.
Hold on, wait.
If I hire a bunch of people, give them tools and all that, and they build me a house, it's still my house at the end of the day. All right, still
Uh,
my house. Like what the hell?
that's a little different.
It's not different
because
these artists were given the
you're saying
tools to make their music
that's not in
these
your
artists were making were given the tools to make the music under the contract that, hey, look, you can make the music and we'll pay you to make the music, but we own the music.
okay. Here's the
That's
thing.
completely fair.
In your scenario, right? The artist would be the person who's having the house built, right? The label is the person who just bought the tools for them to build it. Okay.
Sure, we'll go like that. Sure.
Yeah. So,
And the artist can live in
and
the house as
in this
long as.
scenario,
Okay.
the label
I like
owns
I like your analogy better. We
right,
calling, so the artist can live in the house for
but
as,
it's not theirs. But they
Mhm.
built the house. But that's what the label is doing. The label is saying, "I bought you the tools. I bought you the hammers. I bought you the
Yep.
drills. Even though you built the house, it's mine."
Yep. And when you're no longer useful, you get kicked out of the house. And you better hope you have enough money so you can buy your own house.
Again, that
This
is
is not making
problematic
any
as
sense.
hell.
Can you
That's why
listen
they
to?
want their masters. Like that's why they want.
I
Their
know. And if they really
masters.
cared about owning their shit, they would have stayed independent. Sure,
This-
they may have not reached the same amount of audience, same
you
amount of
know
fans, but
why?
sure, that's business.
You know why they would have wanted to stay independent? Because they don't have control. They want to keep it to themselves. That's the whole point. That's why these new deals, the 360 deals. You know what a 360 deal is, right?
I'm aware of a 360 deal.
Okay, that's why these 360 deals are bullshit. And artists want to get out of them. They want to own themselves. They want to keep the shit to themselves.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, they're
having
ungrateful.
other people have their hands in your shit is not good.
But it ain't your shit though. It ain't your shit. You wouldn't be able to create the shit if it wasn't for the label
They
giving you
absolutely would.
$100
That's the
million to
thing.
do it.
They would actually be able to create the shit without the label. They would.
Then why did they sign to the fucking label? What the?
Because they believe they couldn't. Like I don't know what's done.
What the? Are you? Oh.
They're getting the money from the fucking label, but they can make that absolutely everything except for the clearance for some, what you call it.
Who do you think pays for the clearance of these samples? The label. That's why they're signed to the label.
If you have
All right.
money, if you have the money, you could pay for the damn clearances yourself. That's what I'm saying.
But you obviously don't have the money.
Okay.
You obviously didn't have the money to create the song in the first place. That's why you signed with the label. Label looked at you like, hey, we like what you're doing right now, and we want to help you create the kind of music that we know you're capable of.
This is why people buy
artists will either be like, you know what, I'm gonna stay independent so I can have complete control, or the artist will go, yeah, there are ideas that I have for songs, and then the artist will sign, and the artist now will be able to have enough money to afford clearing their Nina Simone samples, or trying to think of another old head, but you get my point.
I get your point, yes, but then, like I said, later on, they want those masters. Because ownership.
Later on, sure.
Yeah,
Later on,
exactly.
they realize, you know what? Maybe if I saved up instead of going to these labels, maybe it would have taken longer. But hey, at the end of the day, it's still a choice, and you are still responsible for the choice that you
Right.
make.
And what
It's
I'm
not
saying,
a mistake. It was a choice.
that's a mistake in my opinion. But like I said, the point is that ownership of what you create is better than having somebody else have the say in it. Like something you made. Now, if it's something you made cooperatively with other people, then obviously that would be a different thing. But to be something that you are the creator of and have no ownership of where it goes, no decision in its future, I mean, to me that why I don't know why we keep allowing that, in my personal opinion. Like that. Oh yeah, what are you gonna say?
What do you mean keep allowing it?
I mean, you said it yourself.
Jay-Z just did the same thing. Jay-Z sold
Yeah, I know that was
out that yeah.
That was dumb. He bought title from somebody else. I don't know why the fuck he sold. Like, come on, man. I don't like.
Jay-Z's a billionaire, though. He's a billionaire, though. How does his billionaire status affect us?
He's a black billionaire. How many of those? How many do you know offhand?
But what is he doing for you? Is he paying your bills?
Why does that matter? Wait, what?
I'm just wondering. Is he paying your bills? He's a black billionaire. He sold with another idea of his, but we're calling him a sellout.
Title was not his idea, but I mean,
but it was still under his ownership, though.
Yeah, it was under his ownership.
Okay.
And he sold it. And I'm like, come on, man. Of course, it wasn't something he built up, but he still owned it. He sold it. Now that's one less black-owned thing. Again, it's a pride thing. Like, the pride is actually valuable. Like, it's not monetarily valuable. If that's what you're saying. Obviously. To you,
here's the thing: the pride, even monetary value aside, the pride is still not valuable to me. Like I said, I don't have pride in other people's shit. I have pride in my own shit, but I'm not prideful because someone else did something. So now I can be proud of their accomplishments, but I'm not prideful solely because someone was black and they, oh yeah, we built this, awesome, I'm proud of you. But that has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing at all.
That's having pride in something.
Yeah, and again, you can have pride in something, but you don't have to thrive on that pride. At the end of the day, that pride doesn't make or break you at all.
I mean, but it can help shape you.
How so?
I mean, okay. So remember how we make such a big deal about having black representation?
Yep.
Does the black representation matter at all?
How is there less black representation now that Versus is in the hands of more people?
Less black representation in the ownership class?
Who's looking at the ownership though? Like
a lot of people. How many
of us are? But this also goes back to the whole Black Panther argument as well.
Me and other people like myself are looking at the black ownership. Why do you think these articles are written? You think that people don't care about this?
To get people riled up. That's why.
But there are people who care about it.
I know. They care about other people. They care about other people's pockets, and that's the problem.
I don't care about
that. They built it. Awesome. Be prideful in what was built. Yeah, oh, they sold it. Okay, cool. Yeah. They still built it. They still have a stake in it. Like what's the issue?
Yeah, and as soon as they get iced out, because it always happens. As soon as they get iced out, then
wait, you just said it always happens. Give me one example of that happening.
People getting iced out of their own creations?
No, in this instance, we're talking about black ownership. We're talking about Versus. You said when they get iced out, which
people who
that you sound sure of. So I want another example. I want another example of a black company.
No, people who sell their shit, who become shareholders or just sell their shit entirely, eventually get iced out. George Lucas is famously like one of these people. He started getting less and less involved in his shit. And more other people had higher says in what his product is now. He don't like Star Wars.
Yeah, and people were sitting on George Lucas when he owned the property. And then when he sold the property, they were like, praise Disney, praise Disney.
Oh God. Oh no. Okay.
Now, someone like me, I was like I said, George Lucas is. I would love to meet George Lucas, and just because he sold Star Wars does not change, how he shaped me. Does not change what he created that shaped me. All right.
Uh,
Like Star Wars, the history of Star Wars is still very much largely George Lucas. You cannot detach the name George Lucas from Star Wars.
Sure.
Or Lucas Arts. Hint, hint. Lucas Arts.
Mm-hmm. Sure. But he doesn't have the say in it.
Yeah, and he regretted it momentarily after receiving the $4 billion.
Like I said,
it's like I sold my baby. I felt like I was selling my children to slave owners.
After episodes 8 and 9, I would be suicidal. All right, if I was George Lucas, that's just me. All right, I'd be like, God damn.
He thought the point is he thought he was done with the property, but obviously he still had some plans and he still wanted to implement them. And he thought that he would have a say, but I should have read the contract better.
So wait, so he can make mistakes, but black artists can't make. Wait.
I never said black artists can't make mistakes. I just said that George Lucas should have read the contract better. And I also said prior to that, those artists should have read the contract better. So no, you're not going to twist my words around. The same goes either way.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't understand this part. Like I said, this is crazy. But point is, yeah, losing your shit, losing your say is important. Like, I don't think generally, like, with so few things in our power, like, it's important to me to climb the hierarchy. It's important to have representation in the ownership class rather than always being the worker class.
Black people, the only power that you have is the power over yourself.
What?
No, go on.
Oh, please continue.
No, go on.
Go ahead. Go.
No, go on. I said what I said.
No, go ahead. Socrates, let's go.
I said what I said.
I'm trying to hear that one. What you mean?
What I mean. The only power that you have is the power over yourself, the power over what you own.
Right. And if we keep selling our shit, that's okay with you. We're just always destined to never be the owner class. Always worker, apparently. Like, always the employee.
That's not what I said.
That's what you've been saying this whole time.
I never said that black people have to be employees.
I mean, you keep saying that
and I never said that black people couldn't be owners either.
Okay, so again, you're not on board with being hardcore towards it. You're capitalist first, past ownership. Like, you don't give a fuck the black community owns shit. If you make money off the project and you can circulate it through the black community, the ownership.
I'll put it to you like this. I have my own set, right? I have Game Cargo. I have all the projects underneath it.
And
I'm making my money. Yeah. I help out black folks.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And if I were to sell any of my projects, I could still help out black folks. So at the end of the day.
And what are you? You're donor class at best. But what? Like,
at the end of the day, I'm more worried about financially helping black people so we can be exposed to what creates owners. All right.
What creates owners? By definition, what creates owners?
Financial literacy.
What creates owners? Come on, continue that. What creates owners?
No, I just said what I said. Financial literacy
creates owners. People who sold their shit seem to be financially literate. You sell.
So you're saying I can only sell one business? I
mean, are you ever?
I can develop a business. Okay, cool. I developed a small business. Sold it, made a profit. Developed another small business, sold it, made a profit. Ooh, now I'm gonna give myself a few stakes over these companies. All right. So at the end of the day,
so you
I can still.
What do you own? What do you own in this case? What do you own? Like, let's go future.
That's the thing. Just like I told the person in that post, I don't care about us 100% completely owning everything. That's obsessive.
I say owning what we make. Like, if we make,
that's what I'm saying.
If we make cash cows, why not hold on to it? Like, it's like the same logic with stocks. You hold the shit till it makes more and more money.
And then what do you ultimately do?
Just continue to hold the shit, honestly.
What do you do? What do you do to make a profit off of that stock? You sell it.
Yeah. But, however, stocks and companies are a little different. So, like I said, you hold the company makes you money continuously. That's the point. Don't sell the company if it's still providing you money. You've been vaping pretty hard.
It's calming my nerves.
Hey, I'm telling you, like, I want to do ownership class. You're like, I'm saying for 20 years from now, you don't plan on owning. You just plan on continuing to sell over and over again?
I plan on living life. All right.
Yeah, okay. He plans on selling.
I plan on owning multiple businesses, and if I can sell them for more of a profit and then own stakes in other people's businesses, I'm not worried about controlling 100% of everything. I don't need to. I'm not going to be here forever. My kid's going to have some, and then they're going to take that something, make some more. That's how it is.
Like I said, I'm going to hold my shit, and it's going to be passed down. Like, I plan on owning properties and businesses. I'm not going to sell them shits. That's inheritance.
And like you said, and if your kids ruin it all, then it is what it is.
I'm dead. I mean, I did what I did while I was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not planning for things after death. Do I look like Jigsaw?
You just said that you were trying to pass it down. That's planning.
Yeah, I said after death, not the moment of death. There's no after death for me. I pass it on.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're passing it on, right? That means that somewhere in your will or whatever, it's like, hey, my kids are taking this shit.
Correct.
Right? You are planning. That's a plan. You're saying that when I die, you're planning for your death. You're saying when I die, my kids are taking this shit.
I mean,
that's a plan.
Yeah, that's no plans for me, though. Again, if you're planning in your will, that's not a plan for you. That's a plan for everybody else. I'm dead. I plan while I live to own and pass down.
That's a legacy.
Yeah. And when I die,
it's still you. The legacy is self-serving.
Like I said, there's nothing else left for me. I'm not releasing a posthumous album. Nothing. When I die, that's it. But I want my life to be
when full. When I die, I put my money in the grave.
That's it. I'm not releasing a new single after I'm dead. There's no unreleased recordings. You do what you want for my legacy. But like my plan ultimately is to leave my impact being ownership across the board. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Hey, I mean, hey, you can laugh. But I think that wraps up this episode of Black Medium here. Because it feels like
I wish I had some weed right now.
There's two bulls butting heads on two sides of an issue. But in conclusion,
I mean, Duran will probably agree with you. I think he'll agree with you.
I mean, in the long run, it's better. Just you would have a better outcome for the community, in my opinion. Just having, like I said, this article was written for a reason.
It was the stir up shit. Like that's the reason. It's CNN. It's the stir up shit.
The stir up who? Who gets stirred up? Like what do you
got stirred up?
I mean, what? But like, you say it's to stir up shit, like, or is it passing out information that people care about? If no one cared about acquisition of shit, like, they wouldn't write
of other people's money.
Clearly, I mean,
of other people's intellectual property.
You say that like nobody cares about it. Again, people care about it.
Yeah, and that's what led us to have this discussion on selling out.
Hold your
You guys
shit.
are selling out.
Like I said, hold your shit, people. Like, it's valuable to you. Yeah. Like I said, there ain't no shame in holding it. Like, you do not have to sell it. If you create something, that is yours. You don't have to sell it.
You don't, but you can, and you shouldn't be worried about being called a sellout if you do.
In conclusion, that has been this broadcast of Black Medium. I'm your host, Goldwell.
With your boy Electronic Jack, aka Linwood Storm, aka the Mac with the facts from Black Grindhouse.
And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out.